Let me start with something honest and slightly risky. Right now, standing on the stage, there's a small part of me that feels I'm completely gonna mess this up. Okay, not completely, but I'm sure you've all gone through that feeling when your heart is racing, your hands are cold, and somewhere beneath you, you just feel like you're gonna forget every single thing that you've ever practiced for. Well, to be completely honest, since the last whole week, I've been asking myself this same question. I'll do well, right? I'm made for this TEDx stage. And yet, every single day, I've been reassuring myself, saying, yes, you've done the work. Now, all you have to do is just go and be confident. Well, that word, confidence, where does that word really come from? Does it come to me naturally standing on this TEDx stage? Or is it something that builds over time? Well, through my experience, I've understood that confidence works in small moments of action and eventually leads to those big moments where everyone views you completely clearly. Well, so yes, standing here today, I'm very, very nervous. But I know I'm here because I chose to show up. But this always hasn't been the case for me. At the age of 2, I was diagnosed with a speech delay. Words didn't seem really easy to me, and confidence felt like it was so inevitable. At that age, when most of my friends were learning to express themselves, I somehow didn't get the words in my mouth. The sounds felt really difficult to me. Well, I went through speech therapy, and slowly things began to feel much, much better. But life tested me again, this time with bullying in my old school. Somehow, I felt that quietness and probably staying silent was way simpler than trying to open up myself and talk. Well, when you've already struggled to find your voice, doing it again is one of the toughest things to do. But thankfully, because of my parents, my mom introduced me to speech, elocution, and debate, and my dad introduced me to the sport of tennis, something that I really love right now. And in the middle of all of this, every single day, I showed up on that tennis court. I showed up on those debating stands, making sure that even though I was imperfect, I was there. And somewhere between those missed shots, missed rallies, and shaky speeches, I started finding my voice. Voice, little by little, that somehow felt was coming. And that's when I understood that confidence doesn't just come naturally on big stages like this. It's built with those very small moments of action. Well, that's when I started showing up, and that's why I understood. I'm not here just to talk about my story. I'm here because confidence, when kept to yourself, really helps you grow. But when you're able to spread it to others like a spark, it can really create an identity. Hence, I started my service-led initiative known as EmpowerHER. EmpowerHER was known to go to women artisans from different foundations to help them talk. Well, what I noticed in these women is like they were able to speak. They had years of experience, they had years of knowledge, craftsmanship, but what they weren't able to do was express themselves. They weren't able to find that voice, the same voice that what I wasn't able to find 10 years ago. And hence, earlier last year, when I walked in to this room full of eager women who were creating different art and crafts and trying to sell it to different customers, I understood them coming from these different backgrounds. My only goal should be being able to find them a voice, being able to find them an identity. Empower Her is what I saw as incredible skill, excellent craftsmanship, but they lacked ability because they lacked self-belief. So this is what I wanted to do. Slowly by slowly, I made sure that each of them started opening up to themselves. Even if they were not being scared of being judged by their own peers, I just made sure they started talking. I had a few team building activities. I made sure they started opening up to themselves. Well, this really showed me that even the small moments of change can really build a person's identity. I saw this with myself, and now I intended to do this with EmpowerHER. Well, empowerment is not just about giving opportunities. It's about building the confidence to being able to use those opportunities. So when I was sitting in the dressing room right before my tennis matches, I used to think, am I ready? But then I realized, those moments of readiness don't come instantly. The art of confidence for my life was built through action. It grows through discomfort. And well, it becomes powerful when you give it away. So, standing here, if I had to talk to my younger self, that younger self who lacked the simple knowledge to talk, or that younger self who felt being silent was easier, I would tell this guy just one simple thing. I would tell him, be confident. I'd sit there for a second, I'd be like, keep going. Because through those years of effort and through those years of resilience, I learned that those small moments turn into bigger ones. Well, nothing really announced itself, to be honest. No big moment, no big switch. Just a few words here and there, and I found something, a voice that was really, really familiar to me. And when I found it, I just didn't want to grow it with myself. I wanted to make sure none of those women ever lose it again. And hence, standing here today, I request each and every one of you, every time you feel even one spark of confidence can be spread with any one person, whoever you know, please don't hesitate to do so. Because that one confidence, that one spark can really change a person's identity. Thank you so much for your time.